Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a video of showing you my everyday makeup routine. I don't do a lot. I work at a beach kind of shop, a beach shop I guess you would say. So I just do minimal makeup unless I'm feeling really extravagant and want to put on a full beat down. But this is just my get together routine. So stay tuned and let's get started. Alright, first we're gonna start by pulling my hair back. When I do it, I really don't care how I throw it up. I just put it in a bun if I can have it. So it just gets out of the way, and usually like whatever I leave it to, it usually stays like that. So I'll kind of fix it all nice. Looks decent enough, so I'll do that. And then the first thing I do, I like to get any type of concealer. I'll either use the Milani concealer, that's a retouch plus erase light lifting concealer, and I'm in the shade 03 medium light. And sometimes I'll just take this and I'll like squirt a little bit out, and I'll just put it under my eye like so, and then I'll put like a couple dots on the top of my eyelid to prime my eyelids for the shadow or just like a glitter. Then I take my Real Technique sponge that I got, or I think it's Eco Tools, one of the two. And then if I had it on me, I spray it with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. If not, I'll just do it regardless because usually it's a little damp after I do it. Oh, it's right here. Alright, so I'll take the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray and just spray a little bit on my brush, my beauty blender, and I'll start blending it. Blend it all over my eye, kind of on the brown bone up here too, so I can get a nice kind of like clean line for when I do my eyebrows. And then I'll just do the other side as well. Make sure it's all blended out perfectly. We don't want any creasing. I have oily skin, so I'll crease anyway regardless, but usually doing this step actually helps making sure. I like to use brushes sometimes to blend out my concealer, but I've noticed like using a damp beauty blender helps way much better. And then I'll go on the bridge of my nose a little bit just to like blend it seamlessly so we don't get any like off base kind of like mixing. If I even said that right. Okay. So as long as it looks good, what I do next is I will get another beauty blender. I can find it. I take this pink one I got from my Ipsy bag. I don't remember what brand it was, but it came in my Ipsy bag for one of the months. And I take the Master Fix from Maybelline. I really like this powder, but if you do use it like for a whole face set, make sure you use a colored powder that's your shade to like go over, because you will get flashback, and trust me, nobody wants that. So what I like to do is dust off the excess and just like kind of pat a little bit on my eye, and as you can see there's like a little bit right there. I'll just leave it there for like a couple seconds and do the other eye and leave it there, and then I'll take I'll just like pat it off on my hand, and then I'll just like pat it out so it'll like absorb the powder and make sure it stays there so my eyelid doesn't crease later on, because my eyelids do get oily. So I like to use a translucent powder or a setting powder to set it, my concealer after it's done, so I don't have that problem. I've noticed when I do that, it doesn't get as oily as much, where it looks like my whole makeup is like ruined for the day, and I hate that. Honestly, it sucks. Alright, so now we are going to get a brush. I use this little brush right here, just a natural like shader brush, I guess you would call it. And I like to take my glitter pigment from MAC. I take this little Dazzleshadow and it looks like this. And then when you swatch it, it's so pretty. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what it looks like a nice pink shimmer. And I like to take that on the shader brush and put it all over my eye. And this is in the shade Fast, Slow, Fast, Slow, Fast, Slow. It's on the back. I can't really explain how to say that. So what I'll do is spray the continuous spray on my brush, make sure it's kind of like damp in a way. And then what I like to do is I kind of like swirl it in there on both sides and then just pat it, dust off the excess. And then, sorry, my mirror got a little sprayed, I guess. Oh well. So I'm gonna take this and just pat on my eye, pat and kind of like rub at the same time. So when it gets to like how glittery I want it to be, then I go on to the next eye and then I look at both. If one's like more glitter than the other one, then I'll add more. But I like to do at least 2 layers and like kind of like blend it in. I'm gonna do the other eye. Sometimes I'll bring it up to my brow bone like to highlight it anyway, but usually I don't until after I'm done doing my eyebrows because I literally cannot leave the house without them. Okay, if you can see how they're kind of like a little bit glittery, that's how I like it, to enough where it kind of like highlights my eyes but not really. And as you can see, my my eyeshadow is kind of like glittery, which it's a Dazzleshadow, so in this one. So after I'm done using that, if I like how it turns out, I'll go with my my Tarte mascara I got from the Ipsy bag that I get every month. It's called Lights Camera Lashes by Tarte, and it comes in like a purple little container. And I like this one because it does make my lashes look good, and this is like the bristle, and I kind of like it because it's not as like some of the other ones. I don't like it. I have a certain like mascara that I like to use, and I got it in an Ipsy bag, and it's by It Cosmetics, but I never knew what the name was. So what I'm doing now is I'm curling my eyelashes just to give them a little more volume. And I'm pretty sure every girl has had a story about these where they end up squeezing their own skin instead of their lashes. I've had it done so many times and it sucks. And as you like, if I don't know if you can see the difference. I have bad lighting right now, so if you can't see, I'm sorry. Now I'll go ahead and do the other side just to get it done. And usually I like to mix 2 different mascaras to get it how I want it. Because I like them super voluminous and long, so I'll usually like use 2 different mascaras, but can't find my other favorite one. I got another one from the Hush app, and it was only $2, and one side came as an eyeliner and one came as a mascara, but the eyeliner sucked, but the mascara was so good. I'm like, what? I think I got a little mascara on my lash line. Right now that my mascara is done and I look super tired, what's new? I like to kind of like spread them out a little bit so they don't look too bad. Alright, and now what I like to do now is, so I put everything away so I don't spill it, I'll start doing my foundation. And what I like to use is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I have like 4 of these because I didn't know which one was my shade, and usually I mix them. But I've been using just a little bit of this just to give me like a coverage. And it's in the shade 104 Golden Beige. So I use that. But before I do that, what I like to do is I'll take like a serum or like an oil and just like kind of like put a little bit on my face just to like kind of hydrate the skin as I do it. And then I'll just rub that in. Usually I'll use the Nivea, however you say it, men's aftershave post balm. This one works good. I've heard like so many recommendations on this one for people who have oily skin. Like if you rub it in your skin till it gets tacky, then you like put your foundation and it sticks. So then I also put the continuous spray on my face, like take a quick bath in that, and then I will put it on the back of my hand, try to squeeze it out. I usually put like that much just so I can dot everywhere. And then I'll add some of this, if I can find it, this NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator, and I'll use that and just add a little bit, because when I use it mixing with my foundation, it gives me like a glow, and I'm like, yes, I like to have a glow. So then I'll take my sponge again, just spray a little bit on both sides, kind of like do like a dabbing, make sure it's kind of like mixed, but on certain places I like to put more. So I'll just dot on my face everywhere I can, and then I'll start blending away, and I get under my eye as well, and just make sure it's all set and blended well. And usually if I'm in a hurry, what I'll do is I'll take this like kind of like kabuki flat brush and just blend it real quick. And then I'll just take a little more and blend on my like chin towards my neck, because if you don't blend towards your neck, you look like you have a mask on, and nobody wants that. So I'll do that, and then I'll just do it more, and then usually what I have left I'll just wipe off, because I don't like to put a lot of foundation on my skin. So I'll take like a baby wipe and just wipe off the rest, throw it away, and then I'll take what's left on my beauty blender and just press in the skin, so I don't like have any marks, because sometimes when you don't blend right with this type of brush you can get streakiness, and I've had that before where I've looked at like my foundation, I'm like, wow, I should have used like a beauty blender to like blend out my face, because now I see like streaks here, like it wasn't blended out right. So I'm like, wow, I'm so stupid. But hey, you live and you learn. Okay, now that's blended out. Now I'll take my this other sponge and I'll just spray it far away, because I don't want it too moist. And I'll like kind of dump the setting powder from Maybelline, so it gets kind of like that, if you can see that. and I'll just take a little bit on the thing and set my under eye, just so because I do crease under my eye as well. So after we put that, I just start blending in the translucent powder instead of just like sitting there. Like if I go out, I will bake it, but if I'm doing it just real quick, I just like pounce it in there so it doesn't like crease, and like I have like a bunch of literally looks like I have wrinkles under my eye when it creases, and it does not look cute. Just kidding. I can't wait to save my life. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'll take my powder brush, and my powder brush from Real Techniques, and it's called a blush brush, but I use it as a powder brush. And I'll take the Revlon Color Stay, and it's just a translucent one, and I'll like gently tap off the excess, and just pat the rest of my face so it kind of sets, because I don't like to be too oily. So I'll just like pat that on and make sure I'm looking good, because I don't like to be too matte, because then it looks cakey. I like to be like kind of on the dewy side but kind of matte, so I want to look too whatever. So after I'm done with that, I will take my MAC Eye Kohl, if I can find it. Did I take it out? Yeah, I did. In the shade Costa Riche. This is a like kind of like a light brown type of shade. I know Kim Kardashian's makeup artist used this color to make her eyes pop, and I've used it, and my eye color pops when I have like a certain eye look done. So what I'll do is I'll take it and run it on my waterline. Excuse my face is like, the more relaxed you are, the more you can do things. So I usually have my mouth open sometimes, but it helps me. So I'll just like run it through my waterline and see how it kind of gives me like a smoky, not like a smoky, but like that kind of like eyeliner look that I used to do back in middle school. So I just do that and run it across. So actually they're both kind of even, so it looks like this. Nothing too dramatic. And then after I put this away, what I like to do is grab that mascara again and like kind of like wipe it off a little bit, because I don't like too much where like you get the dots under your eye. So then I'll just put this on. Then do the other side as well. So now like my eyes are done, and I see that I got mascara on the top of my eyelid, but that's fine. We'll just let it sit there and dry, so then after we can just wipe it off and it's totally fine. Okay. So now what I like to do is I'll contour or like kind of like bronze sides of my cheeks before I did my temples, because I like to do my brows, and then if I need to, I'll clean it up, so there's like no point of me putting like a bronzer. So I'll use this Real Techniques contour brush. It looks like this. I love this brush, like it gets right in there. You can get these brushes at Walmart or like your local drugstore that you have. So I'm using this L'Oreal limited edition Glam bronzer. I don't know the name as much of it because I've used it so many times. So I'll just take it, dust off a little bit, and start bronzing the face. And I do like to suck in, make the fishy face, so I know where I'm going. And then I'll just rub my brush in the thing and tap off the excess. and I'll go to like the temple. Now the other side. And then I'll like kind of like just drag it up to the top of the forehead. And then I'll run it below the chin area. Just to blend it all together. Okay. Then I'll put this aside. Then I'll just spray a little bit. Spray a little bit so it kind of like sets my makeup. And then I'll go in with my Anastasia dip pomade in the shade dark brown, and it looks like that. It's kind of been used a lot, and that's the inside. And then I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, and I think it's the number 18 with the spoolie and the angle of brow. And then I loved it so much, the brow definer. When it came out, I got it, but then like it broke off, so I just keep it for the spoolie because I don't like the spoolie on the brush itself. I like this one because it helps like blend out more. So what I like to do before I do my brows is like I'll brush through and make sure they're all combed before I do them. And I know everybody like has trouble on their brows. I do, because sometimes I'll make one like more intense than the other. So what I like to do is dip a little bit on my brush, just make sure I have a little bit, and then usually I'll just wipe whatever's left on the brush to disperse it evenly throughout the brush, and then just wipe it in the middle so I can get it. So what I like to do is sometimes I'll start here and make my angle and then just kind of like blend through, or I'll like start right here and do it. But recently how I've been doing my brows is I start from here and kind of like blend it like this and make my angle. Mistake. So after I have like my shape and everything, what I like to do is kind of like go through it, and then I'll go under my lashes, my eyebrow, and kind of like build my brow, basically. Just like kind of create that line, and then like kind of like with the light hand kind of do like the top of the eyebrow and make sure it kind of all blends together. Excuse me. And then I'll just spoolie through with the light hand as well. Make sure like I get it all. Then if it doesn't look like how I want it, what I like to do is whatever's left on the brush, kind of just like go through and darken it up. Because I do like darker brows. I don't like having like it's dark here and then you get like lighter. I like it all dark. That's just me. That's my personal preference. Maybe you like it that way. I don't. Might work for you, not for me. So I'll just darken it up and get the right side. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Blend that there. Do this right now. And then once I get it to how I like it, I'll go ahead and start the other side. And usually what I like to do first, before I dip more back in, I'll just start like kind of swirling my brush inside here, because there's like other pieces to like, instead of like, I have like a big blob right here, so I'll just do that and kind of like put my brush back and forth in it and then start my other eyebrow. I just hate how you can do one brow so good, but the other one, it's like you're fighting, you're pulling teeth just to make it perfect. Then usually what I like to do is look at them and see like which one needs to be done more, because I'm really bad at it. Like I'll make one more kind of like natural but still kind of like how I like it, and the other one will just sit there and I'm like, dude, why do you hate me? But that's okay, because brows are sisters, not twins. So I kind of have them how I like them. I have a bigger mirror in front of me, so I kind of got them how I like them. This just needs to be more kind of like darker, like up more. Okay, so I got them how I like them. You can see like both of them. Sorry, I have to like cover the light. I don't know how to do my lighting yet. I'm still working on it. So I like how they kind of turned out right now. Okay. One might be bigger than the other, but that's okay. It's totally fine. So what I'll do is I'll put it all away and we'll start on the next one. And so after all that's done, then I'll go back with the bronzing powder, dip my brush in, top off the excess, and just blend away and just blend it in so it looks good and all together. And then I'll go over it again just so I can have a more bronzy effect, and do my temples again, do the bottom of my chin, just so it gives me like that bronzy look. And then I'll go in, I use like 2 different highlights, so let me put all this away so I can find everything. Oh, I have to grab that too. I don't have another one, do I? It's in my drawer, but oh, I have my purse right next to me. Okay, so I can grab that out too. Okay, so what I like to do now is I take this Sigma Taper Blending E40 brush. Looks like this. It's really fluffy at the top. You see the dust flying, it's from my highlight, because I use it as a highlighting brush. So what I like to do is whatever highlighter I'm using, I spray the brush so it gets like that, nice and kind of damp. I usually go between the Laura Gellar Gilded Honey one, and it looks like this. Yeah, knew that was gonna happen. Didn't want to like tip it too hard. So it looks like that, and I'll do like a swatch for you. See, like that's it on my hand, and then on the back, like that's the color highlight. I'll use that one, or I'll go in my Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerriero kit, and I use the shade Kitty Cat, I think it's called, Kitty Cat, Forever Young, or Glow Getter. Those are like the 3 I use. Clearly you could tell those are the 3, but I usually like mix Kitty Cat and Forever Young, so I'll show you the ones I use. So I'm gonna go ahead, take my E40 Sigma brush and dip into these 2, tap off the excess, and put it on the sides of my face, and I get it to how I like it. So I'll just keep dipping back and forth, tapping off the excess and how, until I get like my desired like glow shade. So I don't know if you can see it, like the glow. I don't know how I would have to, maybe right there, see the glow. That's how I like it. I don't like it too much unless I'm going out and I want people to see my glow, so then I'll be like bam, highlight. So then I'll usually like keep tapping off the excess, and then I'll go in with the, this is what I'll, on the other side, I'll go in with the Laura Gellar Gilded Honey and do it on this side. Already see that glow? Bam. And I'll do it like about twice to get it to how I want it. And just like, look at that glow. And then I'll take it and put it on top. Should have done it with the other one, but whatever, we're here. I'll put it on top of the eyebrow, and then I'll like gently sweep it underneath my eyebrow. So it gives it like that highlighted effect. And then I'll put some on the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, kind of like down the bridge of my nose, under my chin. Well, usually I just put it all over my chin. Kind of like spread it. I want to look like a glowy girl. Then I'll take more, dust it off real good, and like just squiggle in the middle of my forehead. So it kind of gives me that glow with the bronze. And then usually I'll just take it and put it over like that Anastasia one. And then I'll usually take like I'll set my face again, and then I'll usually like wipe off like my stuff, the like concealer off of my lips, or I'll just leave it. And I usually use two products. I use the Metallic Glow Victoria's Secret's lip gloss, and it looks like this. If I can get it with a clean hand, it looks like this. You can see that. It looks like that. It's not the best swatch, but it's what I can do for right now. And then I'll go in with my, get a makeup wipe and remove this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. That's too much makeup wipes, but I'll use it anyway. I'll go in with the Tartiest liquid lip. I got it from Sephora in my birthday kit, and it looks like this. It comes in like a little tube, like a sample size for your birthday. If you have a Sephora Beauty Insider, they usually give that to you when your birthday comes, and it looks like this. It's like a nice pretty nude mauve color, and usually I like to put this one on because I love how it turns out. So I'll like put it on my lips. It is a little bit on the dry side, so I would kind of like put a little bit of chapstick on before you put this on. And usually I like to go over it. Twice, just so I can, if I mess up, then I can fix it. Ooh, I just messed up. You see this? Now I'm gonna look like I had plastic surgery. Not plastic surgery. Like I just did my lips, but I didn't. So I'll usually just take my finger and wipe it off. Then rub my lips again. And then sometimes I'll pair it with this and just put like a little bit in the center to give me that pout look. Then I'll just like kind of put it on the rest. And then do a couple posing faces to make sure it looks good. And this is, let's see if we can get into view. Ow! This is the finished look. With my highlight, yes. Beam me up, Scotty. So this is my finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This is my everyday makeup look. I'll either switch this the MAC glitter eyeshadow for the one in the glow kit from Anastasia, or the Laura Gellar, and I'll put that there. But it's the same thing with everything else. It's just like the eyeshadow changes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see any other videos on anything, like a talking one, or another makeup video or like another skincare routine, just let me know and I'll be happy to do a video about that. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification to know when I posted another video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. It didn't turn off.